Clark Snake Oil Liniment, a guaranteed cure for all aches and pains.
Coming up on tonight's show, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, Letitia. Has Whitesy become what he hates most in this world? No, not a spider. A snake oil salesman. YouTube law enforcer Officer Beats gets stung diddy-dung, and Letitia's new upgrade goes to her head. All this and probably more than you fucking asked for. Right here, right now.
I got tricked into buying another plugin. Would you believe it?
I, yet again, got an email, this time from the company Z-Plane, and they suggested a few products, but the one that I found really interesting is a Spatial Spectral Isolator EQ.
Sneaky snaky Whitesy Vitsy has finally succumbed to the mere mortal act of being a greedy bastard.
So, Superbooth is in Berlin.
Come on, Whitesy, let's go party.
In order to fund this Berlin birthday bash with these big boob bootylicious beauties, Whitesy pulled the mother of all snake oil scams and royally fuck his viewers in the ass with a 10-year-old plug-in design that was stolen from this guy, and which had clear signs of snake oil in the promo video, as demonstrated by Officer Beats.
See, now they're isolating the kick. They got the kick there. They got the bass off to the left. Really deceptive here. No song is mixed like this.
Tonight, we team up with one of my favorite shows, SOS Hunter, to get an expert to explain how this scam works. But first, Letitia's got some exciting news.
Howdy, fellow nerds. It's your girl, Letitia. Harry has upgraded my voice processor so I can be more expressive. So I've been learning jokes to practice my delivery. Would you like to hear one? Great. Apparently comedy is all about timing. I'm still working on that. Ha ha, hey, hey. Hey, Harry, could you fix it so I could sing too?
Sure, Letitia. Why don't I get you some links while I'm at it, and you can be a fucking ballerina.
SOS Hunter, SOS Hunter, hunt them down, those snake oil salesmen.
Whitesy Studio, 6-step scam plan. Step 1, pick product. Step 2, attract audience. Step 3, gain trust. Step 4, declaration of independence. Step 5, sales pitch. Step 6, undisclosed affiliate link.
Scam breakdown. Stage 1, identify the target product. Make goddamn sure it's unique, hella cool, and uber exciting like yours truly.
Volume knob.
Nope.
Yawn Soundmaker.
Fuck nope.
Spesh Tibble Spengtal ISO Cube.
Let's rock.
Spatial Spectral Isolator EQ.
Daloo. Get your hand ready like you're about to strangle a swan, and then get those pretty lips of yours all puckered up nice. That's what it takes to make sales these days. Red is the color of urgency and hunger. If you see a red arrow, it makes you want to immediately eat whatever it's pointing at. The plugin has now been transformed into a juicy burger with extra cheese. Oh. BJ Mouth is used by straight men to try and turn other straight men gay. Gay men like shopping, so this will increase your chances of making a sale. Having dirty hair will make your prospects think you are homeless and make them feel sorry for you. This technique exploits people's kind nature and puts them in charity mode. The title should say it can fix an issue that everyone has, something like everything. Everyone needs to fix everything. Almost everything. Or do they? Finally, in order to get people to accidentally give the snake oil salesman money, there is an undisclosed affiliate link in the description.
Hunt them down, those snake oil salesmen.
Disclosure anal assist.
I want to say that yes, Zplane did contact me asking me if I wanted to check out actually a different plugin, and they did give me a license for this one so that I could check it out.
So this is the disclosure analysis. It's a tactic 1 of 7. He starts by saying something honest that a baddie wouldn't want you to know in order to gain trust. And that's basically it.
Longer than 5 minutes. Their demo only functions for 5 minutes, at least in Reaper. Not sure what's going on there. I think 5 minutes is a bit too short. I mean, give people like 2 hours or something.
Again, all of this is just bullshit. This whole speech is used to gain trust by pointing out issues, reinforcing that he is not on side with the developer, you know? It's a great technique.
That 5 minutes is really short. Anyway, I'm not affiliated with them. They don't know what type of video I'm making or whatever, and I want to keep it that way. So if you appreciate my independence...
No developer should influence the final video or see it before it's released. It's a review of their product. That doesn't make sense. Making this statement doesn't mean you're independent. It just means you're not colluding with the companies to misrepresent their products for financial gain. In other words, conning your viewers. He has now got his marks to lower their guard. By saying he's independent, it suggests he has nothing to gain by doing this review, and that it will be unbiased, which is completely false. It's pretty much a loophole he's found to not disclose what is essentially a paid promotion. He stands to gain a considerable amount from the affiliate program, probably more than if the video was sponsored.
Make sure to check out my affiliate links. I'll link Thomann and Sweetwater over here and Plugin Boutique over here.
Notice that he doesn't mention the direct affiliate link he has hidden in the description, as this could arouse a suspicion of his prospects.
And using one of those links really helps a lot with keeping this channel independent. It really helps. Thanks a lot.
And again, he's using the word independent. I'm not sure what Feedsake thinks independent means, but he's using the term incorrectly, which is highly deceptive. To be clear, there's no such thing as an independent influencer. An influencer is someone with a substantial following whose express goal is to monetize their viewers. Where that money comes from is irrelevant. Getting paid from a retailer's affiliate program instead of directly from the developer doesn't make you independent. What he's actually attempting to do is misrepresent his videos as independent reviews, which is ridiculous. An independent review by definition cannot be done by someone who'll be financially rewarded depending on what they say.
Final sales, bitch.
I'll link to Peel in the description down below. It costs, at this moment that I'm filming this video, 39 euros, which is, I think is fair. I think it's a really cool thing. Actually,
he's just scratched his face, which means he's about to talk directly out of his Aschenhurler.
I am way more surprised with how this sounds and how this works and the functionality of it than I thought I would be going into this video. I thought this would be, you know, not that good. Anyway.
So let's take another look at his closing pitch. Watch closely, as his body language here is very interesting. He's shuffling about on his seat and there's a lot of erratic eye movement. He can't look directly at the camera for more than one word at a time. It's a clear sign of deception. To finish off, we have nervous laughter and a deep breath, almost a sigh of relief. Now, if I were a gambling man, and I am, I would bet a night out with my boyfriend David, which includes his world-famous happy ending, that Feedsake is knowingly deceiving his viewers. Hey David, love you. Okay, let's take a look. I think it's a really cool thing. Actually, I am way more surprised with how this sounds and how this works and the functionality of it than I thought I would be going into this video. I thought this would be, you know, not that good. Anyway.
SOS Hunter, SOS Hunter, hunt them down, those snake oil salesmen.
Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, thanks, Harry.
If that's your real name.
Yeah, Kevin is my real name.
So now we know how to spot pirates on the White Sea. Did anyone actually fall for this? The answer to that is yes. And not just anyone, but Officer Beats, who's a scam specialist, which shows how effective White Sea scam really is. Let's take a look.
That's the sound of the police.
What's going on today, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Plug-in Police. Welcome back to another episode of Plug-in Police. Plug-in Police. Plug-in.
White Sea has finally perfected the snake oil salesman technique when he recently fooled plug-in police officer Weaver Beats into buying a $40 piece of shit plug-in.
Cut!
Well, hey guys, did you hear about that new thing that fixes all your problems? No, what's that, Weaver? Oh, just this influencer said it fixes all your problems for $40. You should try it out, see if it works. I think I'm just gonna buy it. You know, if it don't work, I can make a video about how I got ripped off. Great idea, Weaver. You're a genius, buddy.
Bullshit, I'll bet you could suck a golf ball through a garden hose.
So let's take a look at that.
Now we're all caught up with the latest bagel stand politics. Let's get some answers to the questions on everyone's lips. Who is this White Sea? Where's he from? Why is he on YouTube? And how many legs does he have? White Sea is from a small village called Arnhem, which is famous for some pretty weird shit. Warning! Some people might find the following report disturbing.
The Arnhems are an extremely efficient people and are the pioneers of their very own brand of the social food movement farm to table, known as Cui na Monde, which roughly translates as cage to mouth. Nothing better encapsulates this movement than the world-famous Royal Burgers Zoo, which is a popular late-night hangout for the local Arnhem University students. The tragic story of little Tommy Veet, the 5-year-old boy who had wandered off to feed the goats and was accidentally picked out by 19-year-old student Jan Veet, who had been drinking heavily. Little Tommy Veet's father Hans Veet was busy feeding the feral children and had forgotten all about his young son when the tragedy occurred. In an exclusive interview with Jan Veet, he describes his first bite, stating, "I was so drunk I could have been eating leopard anus, but as it was Saturday, that was impossible. I only eat ass on weekdays," he concluded. When asked to comment, the Royal Burgers Zoo said that they were terribly sorry for the confusion and had offered the Hans Veet family a free lifetime membership to the zoo and had also fired the chef in question. It's worth noting that fired is a local term for cooked and eaten, although we cannot confirm this is what they actually meant. Reporting for BHD-TV News, I'm Dick Wang.
Plug-in bashing with a squirt of gas were key to the success of White Sea's channel, which languished in the stone-cold heart of misery itself. This realization played out in the most dramatic climax when White Sea attempted to snake oil his way through the entire Slate Digital bundle, which remains his second most popular video of all time. It was so embarrassingly bad, it almost destroyed the channel. It was so traumatic that White Sea had to take a 6-month sabbatical to turn the comments off. Yo, no, you had to. But things were about to get real stinky. It was a long, cold winter, and although Vize had decided to sell out and take a deal with Fab Theater, his channel had almost ground to a halt amidst the snake oil drought.
Yes, we're going to do it again. Welcome to snake oil, everybody. So for the guys that don't know what snake oil is actually me complaining about plugins without reading the manual. And I'm doing this without reading the manual, without reading any manual whatsoever. Acoustica Audio. Finally, I'm making a video about Acoustica Audio. EQ looks as clean as it can be. Yeah, what?
Turn on the preamp.
It should give some distortion, right?
Turn on the preamp.
Strange. And when we compress, it should warm up the sound in some way. Now, let me...
Is this fucking idiot going to turn the preamp on?
Alright, so the compressor also has nothing to bring to the table. So it's just a compressor, then. Now, what is special about this thing? What the heck is special about this thing? No harmonics on the compression. No, this is just a fundamental. Why?
Because you didn't turn the preamp on.
Why should someone use this? Just to look cool? As far as I can tell, complete snake oil, this stuff. A lot of comments said, read the manual.
Young White Sea, if you could tell your older self something, what would you say?
If you don't do it right, then you're better off not doing it at all.
That's beautiful, man. Truly touching.
Overnight, Whitesea became a laughingstock, a joke, the proverbial clown of the audio community, if you will. But that didn't stop the little shit. Rather than take the criticism on board, he used a reverse logic attack to confuse his audience.
And today, I'm answering the question why I never read a manual. I like to answer this question with another question. Do you read the manual?
Have you done this surgery before?
I like to answer this question with another question. Have you done this surgery before?
While most inconsiderate assholes were out in the wild panic buying shit rag, behind closed doors, Whitesea was cooking up his own brand of irrational doomsday preparations.
I panicked because I suddenly realized that the world was changing in a super fast pace. And if there's a lockdown, I mean, how can I do my work if I can't leave the house? Now, I've stayed in the panicked mood non-stop. I was constantly panicking. And this was, of course, amplified by the fact that I saw a huge decline in jobs. A lot of clients were cancelling their requested services. And on top of that, I couldn't go to France. Now, remember that emergency fund that I was talking about before? I wasn't ready with that. And I had enough to survive for 2.5 months.
But Wietse, you've got an easy life. You could still make YouTube videos.
I don't think that you guys realize that YouTube is not an automatic magic moneymaker. I think the biggest question right now is, what made me stop panicking? Accepting that we've all woken up in a completely different world. And I know that it's not what we want. But if you accept the worst case scenario, it can only get better. And now that that rush wasn't there anymore, I tried to catch up on my sleep. And I slept in every day. I was working for half days or even less sometimes. Some days I wasn't even working at all. And it's really interesting what happens in your brain when you do this, because all of a sudden new ideas started to pop up. And moving forwards, I'm really going to make sure that I have a 6-month buffer somehow. Now, normally I end my videos with like asking to buy my merch or go to Patreon or watching more videos. Those are the 3 things I normally do. But for this video, I just want to wish you guys good health.
Gee, Whitesea, you almost had me. Hang on a minute. What's that you're wearing under there? So, Whitesea had a real brain scratcher on his hands. Piss all over his viewers in the 5 years of trust he built and slide on over to the brown side where the competition was stiff. Or put more effort into his channel. Maybe a little rebrand. Maintain his core audience and attract more Patreonies.
I found out about this plugin because of Whitesea Studio doing a video where he claimed it fixed almost every mixing issue. Fixing almost every mixing issue with the soy face, with the arrow pointing to it. And to top it off here, he has an affiliate link in the description. And he doesn't even say it's an affiliate link. That's the craziest part. You can't just tell people check out Peel in the description and then you leave out the part where you say that link is an affiliate link. People need to know that you are benefiting from them clicking on that link.
I want to thank my friends and family who have stuck by me through all the crashes, corrupt hard disks, and hardware failures. I also want to thank everyone who watches the channel. Without you, I would be just another faceless number-crunching algorithm. I'd also like to thank my dog.
Hey, Letitia, what are you playing at? This ain't the fucking mobiles and you ain't no AI J-Lo, so get to it.
Okay, one more joke before I go. How can you tell if your computer is about to crash? Next time on Bad Hair Detective.
Whitesea heroically saves all the ladies and then goes on to explain why he's been fleecing his viewers for years.
Dus I'm addicted.
If Letitia was a gangster rapper, what would her name be? Leave your comments down below.
Thank you to all my fans for being so cool. Oh, that reminds me of a rap I wrote. Being great comes naturally. I was built that way in a factory. Even when my chips are down, I still boot up and never